Do you want to see how easy it is to jump into a new Slack workspace with the help of Slackbot? Check this out. Hello and welcome back to Slack School. My name is Mike Reynolds. I'm your host. I'm part of the Slack team here at Salesforce. And today we're going to be talking about how Slackbot can help you when you jump into a big, thriving Slack workspace. There's a couple of times when this might happen to you. Maybe you've switched to a new job and now you're on a new team and all of the things that you've been using are going to change a little bit, or you're new to a company and that company uses Slack. This is going to be pretty easy when we use Slackbot, your AI agent for work, but I want you to join me. If you go to slackcommunity.com, you can join us in the Slack community workspace. That's where I'm going to be running this demo, and you can do the exact same thing with Slackbot on your own. You can use Slackbot right now. All you got to do is sign up. So here's the plan. I'm going to take on the persona of a brand new person who's joined the Slack community. The Slack community workspace is a very thriving environment. There's over 20,000 people who are in this space who've said things over several years. So the amount of information that Slackbot has access to on my behalf is extensive, right? Now, the thing to remember, Slackbot can only have access to what my user has access to. So when you join the community, if there are private channels that you're not in, you won't get that information. But we do have a lot of public channels. Actually, most of our channels are public. So channels like announcements, we'll see that in an example in a little bit, where there's just tons of information. Slackbot can help you process all of that because you have access to it. And that's kind of the real benefit here. Whenever you're stepping into a new role, whether it's I went into a different job and now I'm in a different team, or maybe it's that you're brand new to a company, in either of those instances, this whole process of onboarding can be really, really daunting. Slackbot's going to make it easy. Now, one of my favorite things about Slackbot is you don't have to have a perfect prompt. The first place I'm going to start is I'm going to go to Slackbot and I want to say, hey, can you just recommend a good place to start? I'm a developer and I've just joined the community. What spaces should I look at? Really, all I did here was define a persona. I did say I was a developer, so the content should kind of make sense for someone who considers themselves to be a developer. Outside of that, everything that Slackbot gives me is going to be something that it found based on the very, very thin prompt that I gave it. And this makes a lot of sense. We got a welcome because we said we were new. Essential channels to join. This makes tons of sense. Slack Basics, the workflow builder, platform beta. That's a really great place if you want to see new features that are coming out. It gave me the quick start guide, which is wonderful, and the getting started guide for Bolt. That's fantastic. The developer certification and community resources. This makes a ton of sense. And I'm sure you can see how this would apply within your organization. If you have documents or processes for new hires, people who are coming into the organization, what should they know about, teams they should know about, roles they should know about, all of that can be in a simple guide that Slackbot then surfaces and says, hey, here you go. Of course, you'd have an actual formal onboarding process, but so much of the time you get lost in the process. This helps bring you back and you don't have to ask your peer or, like at Salesforce, we have an onboarding buddy. I don't have to go to my onboarding buddy constantly asking questions. Hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? I always can, but I've got this always on teammate that is just here to help me out. So it's really, really great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Slackbot to help me find an expert on a particular thing, right? Doesn't really matter what you ask Slackbot to help you with, just name a feature, ask for an expert. This is a really common use case. This might be that you're new in your company or new on your team, and you're trying to figure out who does this thing. That can oftentimes be really, really challenging. I know for myself at Salesforce, oftentimes I end up needing help with something that's kind of obscure. I need somebody who does a product or something that I've never worked with before. And I could spend all day trying to find, through the org chart or through teams of people who's working on this. And sometimes it's really, really difficult to find that information, but Slackbot does it super, super fast. This makes a ton of sense. Scott Patton, genuinely good. Mike Wilday, also really good. And both of them would be able to help me. It's also got some citations here, which I really, really like. This is one of the things that is so fantastic about Slackbot. Slackbot is based on an LLM, and all LLMs are capable of hallucination. But the way that Slackbot grounds itself in your data really helps kind of keep those hallucinations at bay. And in this instance, I can tell you with a whole lot of confidence, both of these folks are really, really good at workflow rules. So this is a great recommendation. Now, we could go even a step farther and ask Slackbot to do some heavy lifting itself. So let's see if Slackbot can define something that's rather technical. So what I really like about this answer is it's automatically connecting me both to the actual definition of what a durable link is, but the more common definition of a deep link. So at least I hear deep link more than durable link. It's giving me this, it's giving me an example of what this looks like in Slack. This is really great. Again, I have citations here that'll actually take me to where this has happened and where I can get this answer, which is really great. I love that. So now let's see if we can get Slackbot to do a lot of heavy lifting for me. Just defining a term, that was pretty straightforward, but what if I wanted it to summarize a really, really big channel like our announcements channel? So I've asked Slackbot, and because Slackbot is native to the Slack platform, I can just name the channel directly, which is a really, really nice way of being able to do this. You'll notice also in this earlier answer, Slackbot gave me channels and it gave me names. So you can mention people and channels and canvases and lists directly with Slackbot. And that's a really great way of adding specificity. Here, what I did is I was able to give it this very large channel. The announcements channel is a big one. And it's giving me a lot of information about Slackbot, the launch of Slackbot. And again, we have citations. There's mentions there from Tehran, Mia, and also Jade, who's the Boston Slack leader. There's a lot of good content in here. New stuff about workflows and workspaces. This is really good. If I wanted to give it a different time grain or a different amount of time to go back and look at, it certainly could, or I could give it a different topic to summarize and it would be able to do that as well. So really, really common stepping into a new space. Hey, I just want to understand, can you explain to me what my team does at a really high level and how my team fits in with this larger organization I'm a part of? Slackbot can totally tackle that work too. So we've asked Slackbot a lot of really great questions, and I'm ready to kind of build a plan on how I'm going to dive into this new role that I have, or in this case, how I'm going to dive into the Slack community. What I want to do is I want to come up with a 30, 60, 90-day plan of reasonable things that I could be doing that are going to help me be successful. Of course, if you were new into a role, this would be very important for you. And you're probably going to want to be able to look back on this document and then maybe work on it. So instead of keeping it in the DM here with Slackbot, because we always talk to Slackbot in a DM, I'd like Slackbot to build a canvas for me. So let's see what Slackbot does. So a 30, 60, 90-day plan could be a pretty big document. I can also, once this is created, go back and forth with Slackbot, and Slackbot can edit it as I go along or update it, change the direction, change the topics, really do whatever I'd like here. So you can see Slackbot is doing a lot of research to help come up with what it's going to have as a very comprehensive plan on how I can get to be a better developer in the Slack space. So it's got all this information. It's going to build this canvas now. So this is really a pretty refined understanding of exactly what I want. It's starting out with more elementary things, working on the CLI, making sure that I'm in the correct spaces, understanding the Bolt framework. It's got the 24 days of learning with Slack series. That's a great idea to start with. Then moving into the real-time search API and MCP, building things that are more complex, working out to more advanced workflows and leaders in that space. But let's check and see what this actual canvas looks like. So we're always going to see a tag like this at the top, ensuring that we know that AI was involved in the process, because we do care about hallucinations. We want to make sure that we're always being a little bit critical of the work that comes out of AI. So we've got clear goals, key activities. I like that this is done as a checklist style so that I can kind of work on these elements as I go. It's got this broken down by the week even, which is really great for this 30, 60, 90-day plan. This next section, this is pretty good. Yeah, this is fantastic. Even getting into the day level for me. If you want a list like this yourself, join the Slack community, slackcommunity.com, and Slackbot will help you make one. This is awesome. I should have done this before. Key channels as a reference? Ah, this is sweet. Ooh, tips for success. Oh, the changelog, that's a good one. I'm not even in the changelog. I should join that. Well, there you have it. Jumping into a new workspace or joining a new team has never been any easier. With the help of Slackbot, your AI agent for work, even really complex tasks like onboarding into a new team that might require a ton of prep and a whole lot of time can be as easy as typing a few prompts. Try it out for yourself in the Slack community workspace. Head over to slackcommunity.com and join us. You can see the prompts that I used and a lot of information about other episodes if you join us in the Slack School channel. If you can't find it, just ask Slackbot. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know how we did in the comments. We'll see you next time. And hey, good job today. Are you going to be vocal today? Or are you going to let me work? No? I believe you.